When you're a major celebrity and you make a big announcement is, then you really have to live up to that announcement. That is the bigger problem, because the PR team's going to action, the spin doctors do their very best to make it exciting, and then of course, the media laps it up. The reason why the media takes so much now in forms of things like digital platforms and printed media like newspapers, magazines, is simply because the celebrity gives it all away. And by that, you see the pictures are virtually free to use from the likes of Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all of those sort of things. The celebrity makes sure they look their absolute best, and as long as they credit them and say this is available free, of course, on Instagram, well, then they get a plug, and that's the deal. This is now going to be the bigger problem for Meghan Markle. And as ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here. Nice to have your company. And as ever, thank you so much for joining me today. Listen, I really wanted to highlight this particular story because, as we know now, Meghan Markle's arrival back to the world of social media, the social media scene, of which she feels that she can make a lot of money. It's strange, isn't it? You've gone from being a real life Duchess now to Duchess discount, basically hawking things on Instagram or indeed Twitter and other social platforms. Most people do it the other way around. So why on earth would you want to reverse it? I don't know, but clearly this is the avenue now that Meghan really feels most comfortable with. Clearly didn't enjoy her time, her stint, or whatever you want to call it, inside the British monarchy. But what's interesting now is that, they announced this, 48 hours ago. And the bottom line is, I can tell you first and exclusive on the show, the big deals aren't necessarily coming through. You see, when you are a major influencer, someone of great repute, a lot of people really want to get on board, and we're talking about leading brands, whether that be leading hotels of the world, offering their luxurious stays, or indeed a thing like Cartier, Tiffany, major champagne like Lanson, something like that, Moët Chandon. These are the brands that really, if you think about Selfridges, Macy's, Bloomingdale's, all of that sort of thing that you want on board. It really signifies the fact that you are high class and they're ready to be associated with you. Now, as ever, we have to say allegedly, I can reveal that really there's a lot of interest in Meghan becoming an influencer, but not necessarily from the brands that she possibly thought might step through. As we saw recently, her dream to become the Queen of Cartier didn't necessarily come off. Tricky problems again. Now the PR teams are really hoping that, given the fact that there's been so much publicity and so much apparent interest in Meghan returning to the social media scene, they are hopeful that these big brands will come on board. But what if they don't? Well, of course, what they'll state is that people are just a little bit interested to see exactly how well these posts do, whether these posts, as I said before, actually turn into money. But you see, the bottom line is what these brands really want, and this is the only way that's going to make this a success for Meghan and Harry moving forward, is the duo. Quite frankly, if Prince Harry was to stand alongside her, clutching a bottle of champagne or indeed a Tiffany necklace, that is worth literally thousands more. Meghan Markle, an actress from a cable TV show who never really attained the heights of Hollywood glamour or international stardom, say in the vein of Julia Roberts or Cate Blanchett, well, what is it really? Right now, it's a curiosity factor, an interest factor. But will the sort of people that are following and who are interested in Meghan Markle truly have the money for these super brands? Even in this cost of living crisis, it's truly all about whether you can afford the lifestyle. It's no good looking at it, you've got to buy it. Now, can Meghan translate that to hard cash? All remains to be seen, and as ever, it's a developing story, and when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of the English countryside.